Welcome back, Truth Seeker. I want to share with you a couple dreams that I had a few nights back. I had one on the 5th of April and one on the 6th of April. Now, before you get it twisted, I don't I don't always share my dreams. I have shared some that I felt was important with you guys in the past, and that's why I'm sharing these with you. And if you're a true truth seeker, you'll understand why. I have this picture up because I can't draw you what I saw. So this was the best picture I could find on Google to sort of replicate what I saw. On the 5th, the first dream that I'm going to share with you, I was at what was obviously a popular tourist destination. There were all kinds of people there having all kinds of fun. And the people I was interacting with were people that I know that are Christians. I won't say any names, but the dream was that I was there and I was defending the Most High, defending why Israel is the image of the beast. People arguing with me, telling me that the holidays are good, that paganry is good, that Israel's not the image of the beast, blah, 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 blah. About like any conversations with them people do go. Even if we don't talk about it, that's what's on their mind, and it drives the demons mad. If you're a true seeker, I'm sure you can relate. So the majority of the dream was me arguing, debating with the fiddles. And then one of them, one person, brought me to a room. I told them I was tired, and they brought me to this room where a couch was, and it was disgusting. It was filthy. There were bugs crawling all over the couch. And I said, heck no. And these bugs were like something off of Transformers. They were like robotic, mechanical scorpions without the scorpion tails. And one of the bugs took a blanket from the couch and drug it out a door. And I said, nope. And I left. And when I went outside, I looked up and there was a mountain made up of men, of statue men. That's why I have this picture here. These men were all straight. They were standing in the same position instead of the way these statues are, where they're all looking around different in different directions. The what I saw was a mountain, and the top of it was a knoll like this, and down here was more ground. It wasn't a rocky type mountain, but it was big. But in the center were statues of men with their hands above their head, holding the top up, holding this knoll part up. And they went all the way around the mountain. You could see daylight in between some of their legs and their arms. As I seen that, and as I'm looking at it, another smaller statue man, but he was still pretty tall. He was probably this tall compared to the rest of them. That's where his head was. His head was a wolf's head. and he walked up to a man over here to my right, the furthest one to my right. He walked up to that man and hugged his left leg. I mean, bear hugged it. He was squeezing it tight. And when he started to squeeze it tight, enormous flames started erupting out from in between these men. And I woke up. Now, the next dream was, it went on for hours. I was, the beginning of the dream, I was driving a truck and I pulled up to a brick house, and the corner of the house had collapsed. And the owner of the house come out, and I told him that I would fix the corner. I would replace the brick on the corner of the house. And I left, and for what seemed like hours after that was me debating with Fiddles and chasing a whore around, a lady who was ultra gyrating on every man that she could find. And I was following her around like an idiot, trying to talk sense into her. When I finally came to my senses, I said, I have a job to do. This man wants me to fix the corner of his brick house. I got in my truck and I was heading back to that house, and I saw a field to my right that was on fire, little flames popping up. I got out of the truck and I got down on my hands and knees and was trying to snuff the flames out, to no avail. Every time I would think I would have them out, they would erupt. It was like they were invisible. You know how sometimes flames are invisible? That's what it was. And it was, I finally realized there's no use. You can't put this fire out. And I said, I have to get back to the house to fix those bricks because I promised that man that's what I was going to do. Now, me being epic and all, it took me all day. Each day on the night of the 5th, I had the first dream. On the morning of the 6th, it took me all day to figure out why the man had a wolf's head, why the bug drug a blanket out from the couch in that disgusting room, why the mountain had men holding a knoll up, and I should have been able to figure these things out right away. Why I was following a whore around trying to talk sense into her, why the field was on fire that I could not put out, and why I was fixing the corner of a brick house for a man. But eventually it came to me, and I'm not gonna explain what all that stuff meant, because you know why? A truth seeker is gonna know exactly what all that stuff meant. The Fiddles are gonna argue and debate, but guess who they're not gonna argue and debate with? Me. I'm not debating with y'all anymore. You can't put this fire out. I am going to leave you this life motto. This is for the Fiddles and a truth seeker. Keep this in your tool belt and use it daily. A friend of Satan is no friend at all. It doesn't matter if they have all kinds of knowledge and insight. Right now, if they still believe that Israel is the place, and they don't know that they are the image of the beast, the abomination that is laying waste the synagogue of Satan, if they don't know that, if they think Donald Trump is bringing God back to this country, leave them be. A friend of Satan is no friend at all, my friend. I'm going to read the last 2 chapters of Isaiah. Here's another life tip you need to remember. Focus on Isaiah. You need to read Isaiah thoroughly from front to back and side to side, baby. And don't stop. You need to come home to the house, to this mountain, and bow yourselves to Abba Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness. Today, leave all the rest behind because you can't put that fire out. Now, how many times have we read all this? Truth Seeker, several times, but we're going to continue to read it, and we're going to get it, and we're going to do what the Most High requires. Capiche? And I shall bring forth a seed from Jacob and from Yehuda, an heir of my mountains, and my chosen one shall inherit it, and my servants dwell there. Are you a servant of the Most High? Let me tell you, let me repeat myself. If you are a friend of Israel and Donald Trump and the like, and you refuse to come bow yourselves to this mountain, you might be a servant, but it's not of Yahuwah. You're serving Satan. He wants you to believe that you're serving the Most High. That's what Satan wants until you're dead. There's only one way to serve him, and that's doing his will. If you're a family member and you listen to this and you've wondered why I don't talk to y'all anymore, I'll repeat myself. A friend of Satan is no friend at all. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for herds to lie down. That's where I'm at. Prove me wrong. You will not be able to. For my people who have sought me, you must come to the mountain if you're truly seeking him. If you don't come, you were not seeking Yahuwah. You were seeking your own greedy gain, your own personal interest. But you fiddles are those who forsake Yahuwah, who forget my set apart mountain, who prepare a table for this God you think Trump is bringing back to this country. That God is never left. And who fill a drink offering for the Benjamins, baby. And I shall allot you to the sword and let you all bow down to the slaughter, to the sword. That's why you fiddles can't figure this out. That's why y'all want to debate with empty reasoning. Nonsense. Why? Because he called and you did not answer. He spoke and you did not hear, and you did evil before his eyes and chose that in which he did not delight. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahuwah, see, open your eyes, turn them on. And see, my servants eat, but you hunger. See, my servants drink, but you thirst. See, my servants rejoice, but you are put to shame. See, my servants sing for joy of heart, but you cry for sorrow of heart and wail for breaking of spirit. And you shall leave your name as a curse to my chosen, for the Master Yahuwah shall put you to death and call his servants by another name, so that he who blesses himself in the earth, wink, wink, does bless himself in the mighty most high of truth. And he who swears in the earth does swear by the mighty most high of truth. Because the former distresses shall be forgotten, and because they shall be hidden from my eyes. For look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come to heart. You fiddles, I know, are going to think that he's talking about destroying the earth and the heavens. But us truth seekers know that that's not what he's saying at all. He's letting you know that he's going to destroy earth as you know it. But be glad and rejoice forever in what I create. For look, I create Yerushalayim a rejoicing and her people a joy. When everyone on earth understands that this is Zion, the real Yerushalayim, the secret place, and all who love and serve him come to bow down, and all the demons fight against it to no avail. That's that new earth, when Yerushalayim is a rejoicing. And I shall rejoice in Jerusalem, and shall joy in my people, and let the voice of weeping no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying. No more is an infant from there going to live but a few days, nor an old man who does not complete his days. For the youth dies 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be lightly esteemed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and plant vineyards and eat their fruit. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For the days of my people are going to be as the days of a tree, and my chosen ones outlive the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth children for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahuwah, and their offspring with them. And it shall be that before they call, I answer, and while they are still speaking, I hear. Wolf and lamb feed together, a lion eats straw as an ox, and dust is the snake's food. They shall do no evil, nor destroy in all my set apart mountain, said Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah, the heavens are my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is this house that you build for me? And where is the place of my rest? And all these my hand has made. All what has his hand made? His footstool and his house, the place of his rest. That place over there, that Operation Paperclip built, the serpents built, that y'all wolves in sheep's clothing are propping up. That's the place that man has made. These mountains are the everlasting foundations. This face, we truth seekers shall ever be before it, praising him. Yet to such a one he looks, on him who was poor and bruised of spirit, and was, keyword was, bruised of heel. Now it's time for heads to be crushed. And he looks on us truth seekers who tremble at his word. But whoever slays the bull strikes a man. Whoever slaughters the lamb breaks a dog's neck. Have you ever noticed that when the Messiah had Passover, you didn't see any lamb being eaten? And true seeker, if you're having Passover anywhere but right here, this verse 3, it's speaking directly to you. Whoever brings a grain offering, pig's blood, a grain offering to that house that man has made. Whoever burns incense blesses an idol. Indeed, they have chosen their own ways, and their being delights in their abominations. I shall also choose their punishments and bring their fears on them, because I called and no one answered. I spoke and they did not hear, and they did evil before my eyes and chose what was displeasing to me. Hear the word of Yahuwah, you who tremble at his word. Your brothers who hate you, who cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahuwah be esteemed. Yeah, give all esteem, David, so that we see your joy. All the while, they are put to shame. How? How are they put to shame? It's what you're getting right now. A roaring sound from the city, a voice from the Hakal, the voice of Yahuwah repaying his enemies. Before she labored, she gave birth. Before a pain came to her, she was delivered of a male child. Who has heard the like of this? Who has seen the like of these? Is a land brought forth in one day? Have you ever seen anything like this? You haven't, have you? Well, strap up and get suited and booted, baby. You're about to see things that you could have never imagined. Is a nation born at once? For as soon as Sion labored, she gave birth to her children. Shall I bring to birth and not give delivery? Says Yahuwah. All you haters who are hoping this was just a figment of my imagination. What shame you are enduring and are about to endure. Shall I who give delivery restrain birth? Said your mighty most high. If you're a true seeker and you tremble at his word and you want to serve and bow yourself to the mighty most high, Abba Yahuwah, you need to rejoice with Yerushalayim and be glad with her. All you who love her, rejoice greatly with her, all you who mourn for her, so that you feed and shall be satisfied with the breast of her comforts, so that you drink deeply and shall delight yourself in her overflowing esteem. For thus said Yahuwah, see, I am extending peace to her like a river, and the esteem of the nations like a flowing stream. And you shall feed, you shall be carried on the side and be fondled on her knees. As one whom his mother comforts, so I comfort you. And in Yerushalayim you are comforted. And you shall see, and your heart shall rejoice, and your bones flourish as tender grass. And the hand of Yahuwah shall be known to his servants, and his displeasure to his enemies. For look, Yahuwah comes with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his displeasure with burning, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword Yahuwah shall judge all flesh. The sword, the word, tells you that you must come to Mount Zion and bow yourselves. And the slain of Yahuwah shall be many. Those who set themselves apart and cleanse themselves at the gardens after one, the man of lawlessness, Jesus Christ, hey, Zeus, all while they eat flesh of pigs and the abomination and the mouse, are snatched away together, declares Yahuwah. You could remove the word abomination and insert house. The house mouse. That place is being propped up by all you fiddles who are being played by vipers. That place and all of y'all are about to be snatched away together, declares Yahuwah. And I, because of their works and their imaginations, am coming to gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my esteem. And I shall set a sign among them, and shall send some of those who escape to the nations, Tarshish and Pul and Lud, who draw the bow, and Tabal and Yawan, the coastlands afar off, who have not heard my report, nor seen my esteem. And they shall declare my esteem among the nations. And they shall bring all your brothers as an offering to Yahuwah out of all the nations, on horses and in chariots and in litters, on mules and on camels, to my set apart mountain, Yarushalim, declares Yahuwah, as the children of Yasharal bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahuwah. And from them too I shall take for priests, for Levites, Lehites, declares Yahuwah. For as the new heavens and the new earth that I make stand before me, declares Yahuwah, so your seed and your name shall stand. And it shall be that from new moon to new moon, and from Sabbath to Sabbath, all flesh shall come to worship before me, declares Yahuwah. And I shall go forth and look upon the corpses of the men who have transgressed against me, for their worm shall not die, and their fire not be quenched, and they shall be repulsive to all flesh.